Welcome to the Know, I'm Brian. I am really tired today because I've been up all night playing Spider-Man, so if I suck during this read, you're like, Brian seems off, that's why. But Spider-Man's really fun. Alright, let's get to the news. We got our first gameplay trailer for Black Ops 4's new Blackout mode. It looks pretty action-packed. They crammed a ton of stuff into the video. There's a ton of gunplay. I saw a dude in a wingsuit. There's underwater fighting. Lots of people shooting each other from a variety of vehicles. There were boats, jeeps, helicopters. Oh, and a monkey bomb. That fucking ruled. We even got a look at some zombies biting people. There was also, it ended with a sweet like Bionic Commando style grappling hook. So they're definitely going all out. The beta begins for Blackout on September 10th, and you get access if you pre-order. The game itself, of course, is out October 12th. If you're wondering why so many indie games are coming to the Switch, this next story will help explain why. Destructoid reports that Dead Cells has been selling 4 times as many copies on the Switch compared to the PlayStation 4. They didn't give out exact sales numbers, but regardless, that is pretty amazing considering there's way more than like 3 times as many PlayStation 4s out there compared to the Switch. There's almost 4 times as many. So yeah, this just goes to show why every developer is trying to get their stuff on the Switch. And speaking of the Switch, it's getting a pretty high profile port very soon. Civilization 6 is coming to the console November 16th. The latest incarnation of the legendary turn-based strategy game came out 2 years ago. It's been ported to pretty much everything. I think they just put it on mobile, but it seems like it would be pretty well suited to the Switch, especially the touchscreen. But that's not all. The Switch is also getting the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. That's a stripped down version of the 2016 game. It's also coming to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Looks like it's already up on both the PlayStation and Microsoft stores. I didn't see it yet on the Switch. It's possible though that both of these games were going to be announced in yesterday's planned Nintendo Direct, but of course that got postponed after the tragic earthquake. All right, if you want to check out the latest Mega Man 11, there is a new demo out now. It released today for PlayStation 4, Switch, and Xbox One. You can go explore a pyramid level, even square off against Blockman in a boss fight. Don't worry, your robot dog Rush will be there too. Another interesting twist, there's a community feature to the demo. Everybody who beats the boss will help knock off a little piece of a big Blockman statue. And if it topples, everybody who helped out gets some items to use in the full game. So go do your part. I will because I love Mega Man. Capcom also released the name of a new robot master, Bounce Man. He is described as originally an exercise instructor. Bounce Man's brightly colored body and friendly appearance have made him a smash hit with children and adults alike. That's creepy as shit, just being honest. All right, his stage is called Boing Boing Park, also creepy, which looks like an indoor playground. So the game releases October 2nd for PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One, and the Switch. Staying on Nintendo for a second, they have announced the name for their upcoming YOSHI game. Well, they kind of accidentally announced it. Somebody found it. A Twitter user named Electric Video Gamer noticed that the Nintendo site had a listing for the game, and it was called Yoshi's Crafted World. Not a release date yet, but it's listed as coming out in 2019. We haven't heard a lot about this game since Nintendo mentioned it in E3 of 2017. They didn't mention it in this year's E3, but as Silicon Era pointed out, it's being developed by the Japanese developer Goodfeel, which previously made Yoshi's Woolly World for the Wii U, and that was great. This one's supposed to have a style similar to that of Paper Mario, so that should be really cool. The developer of the MMO WildStar has closed its doors, and the game is going to be coming to a halt soon too. Kotaku reports that Carbine Studios is closing. The game will also be shuttered. WildStar launched back in 2014, but there were some signs of trouble in 2016 when the studio laid off some staff. Now about 50 people who are remaining at Carbine Studios will be laid off, and in a statement, parent company NCSoft said they will begin the process of winding WildStar down to ultimately shutter the game. Anybody who spent money in the game as of July 1st will have their money refunded. All right, let's do some entertainment news. It wasn't that long ago when the Academy Awards producers announced they were adding in a popular film award to go alongside their traditional Best Picture, but now they say they're putting all of that on hold. In a press release, the Academy acknowledged that their previous announcement wasn't received all that well, that their popular film idea wasn't very popular. Everybody wants to see the big movies they love represented, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, or DC, but most people saw the popular film category as kind of a second-tier award. Chadwick Boseman, star of Black Panther, even said that he'd be upset if Black Panther ended up as nominated for popular film instead of Best Picture, so the Academy has put the suggested change on hold. They haven't ruled out the possibility of it coming back up again, but it definitely won't be in next year's ceremony. The 91st Academy Awards will air earlier than usual in February of next year. It's going to limit its runtime to 3 hours. Yeah, we'll see how that works. All right, some sad news to end on. The legend Burt Reynolds passed away yesterday from an apparent heart attack. Reynolds, if you were around in the late 70s or early 80s, he ruled everything. He was Smokey and the Bandit. That made so much money that the only film that could beat it at the box office that year was Star Wars. Just to give you an idea of how big Burt Reynolds was back in the day. He had his ups and downs, but then he had a comeback in Boogie Nights. He was porno director Jack Horner. Tragically, Reynolds was on the cusp of another late career comeback after Quentin Tarantino cast him in his Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as George Spahn. He was the old man who let the Manson family crash at his ranch. Sadly, he had not filmed his scenes yet, so Tarantino's going to need to recast that. Reynolds' manager said that at the time of his death, he was still fielding multiple offers for parts. He added that Burt Reynolds was very fulfilled and that he passed away happy with the body of work he had under his belt. So rest in peace, Burt Reynolds. That guy was a true legend. Give us your Burt Reynolds memories down in the comments below. He was awesome. God, Deliverance, The Longest Yard. He was just the man back in the day. I loved Burt Reynolds. He was even on a Golden Girls episode. That's how cool he was. All right, R.I.P. Burt Reynolds. Let us know. Give us your memories down in the comments, like I said, and hope you have a good weekend.